This is a little bit different to the normal episodes. Maybe not for you guys watching, but definitely for me filming. I'm filming on my own for the first time in quite a while. Team are all sick, but I'm not. What better way to celebrate my immune system than to make 3 original cocktails with this shapely, string-laden bottle of Frangelico. It just makes too much sense. Hopefully cocktails that'll make Brother Angelico very happy. I think that's what Friar stands for. Is that what Friar means? Friar. No, obviously not. I'm gonna make 3 more or less original cocktails on the fly. Initially, I've got 3 in mind. I want one to be an old fashioned, so I'm gonna use Frangelico, more of a modifier in that. Not too sure what the base spirit's gonna be just yet, but I'm torn between maybe an Irish whiskey or going down a rum route, because I know rum and the nuttiness, obviously from Orgeat, pairs really well. So definitely an old fashioned in there, one way or another. I'm leaning more towards the Irish whiskey actually, because I've got an idea for a rum twist later on. The next drink that I think I have to make is going to be something served up, shaken. You may have seen on Instagram a few days back, I actually made a coffee, banana, hazelnut riff on an espresso martini. And I used poutine as the base spirit there. I had a helping hand from a good pal who you may see on the page soon, who works at one of the UK's best bars for that drink, and it turned out just superbly well. So do we do another espresso martini riff? I suppose probably. I think I do. I probably will go down that route, and that's fine. So there's 2. You've got the old fashioned, another espresso martini riff, and then yeah, I think I will. I think I'll go for the rum twist. Now, how on earth am I going to go for it? The initial thought was maybe like a Mai Tai, getting rid of the Orgeat, replacing it with Frangelico for the nutty note, and then sort of inverting the 2 modifiers. Obviously a classic Mai Tai, I'll pop the spec somewhere. Classic Mai Tai for me anyway is normally a rum base, split base obviously between whatever rums you want to use. Then you have the fresh lime component obviously, and your 2 sweetening agents are going to be a Curacao, whether you use dry Curacao, Ferrand or Grand Marnier, or even a triple sec in Cointreau. And then you have your Orgeat as well. Obviously the Curacao / triple sec element is your boozy modifier there, and the Orgeat is providing the nuttiness but no ABV. So I think it might be fun to flip that, maybe use a blood orange syrup and then some Frangelico. That could be a nice twist on a Mai Tai, just flipping it around slightly. A Thai Mai. There we have it. We'll be making a Thai Mai. We'll be making an espresso martini riff, and I think we'll start with an old fashioned. The first one we're going to be making is the old fashioned. So I think I've decided now that I want to go with an Irish whiskey base. Didn't have an Irish whiskey, so we're going Japanese. The Japanese whiskey is going to have quite a lot of the fruity notes that I'd want. Let's see. Yeah, okay. A base of the Japanese whiskey. A base of the Japanese whiskey. There you go. With some Frangelico as a modifier. Maybe a few dashes with plum bitters actually instead of chocolate bitters. I think that those 2 alone might be slightly too boozy. So I might add a bar spoon of maple syrup as well. I think that could add a little bit of body, some deepness of character. Oh, that would be delicious. Right, I need a mixing glass. Need the jigger, got the jigger. Let's start with 60 ml of our Japanese whiskey. Let's go 10 ml of Frangelico. Obviously this is quite an impromptu episode, and it's good really to show you how drinks are made on the fly. I don't have any pre-made syrups ready for this. I've not got, I don't have any homemade syrups ready for this because I didn't know what I was going to be filming today, which is really good. One of the things that I actually like to do, I've got an awful lot of pre-made Monin, Liqueur & Co, William Fox, Bristol Company. I've got an awful lot of syrups that I will use in this scenario to just see if a drink works, and then I'll make a home version later on. In a pinch like this, it's a great way to do R&D, and it means you're not making syrup after syrup after syrup for a drink that might not even work. So we will add a syrup to this, but I'm definitely going to use some plum bitters, if I can find them. A couple of dashes of plum bitters. And then we'll have a little touch of syrup to just give it some sweetness. Yeah, we'll go with maple syrup. A little bit of maple. Around between 5 and 10 mil. Oh, she's a slow one. I'm gonna add ice to this, give it a stir for maybe 30 seconds, and strain it into a chilled rocks glass over rough and ready ice because, again, I didn't have time to prep this video properly. There's always one. Chilled rocks glass with a lot of ice in. Give this a strain and hopefully it's tasty. Let's give it a go. The plum comes through an awful lot, but I'm hoping I get the nuttiness from the Frangelico. It's surprisingly tame for an old-fashioned. I thought, I've stirred it quite a bit, maybe it's slightly over-diluted. Hazelnut comes through. But the plum is more prominent. The Japanese whiskey and the plum work really well together. It's a lovely flavour to that. The maple syrup gives it this nice body, a bit of thickness, and obviously adds a lot of rich sweetness to it. It's a really nice drink. Do you know what I think would make it 10 times better? And it's criminal that I've not done it. A nice garnish, orange peel, express the oils over the top, and it'd be delicious. 2 seconds. How have I made a white peeler out of an orange peel? I swear down. Right. Be tasty. Oh. That's better. Much better. It just lifts it. It needed something lighter, some freshness in there. Hazelnut, whiskey, as fruity as it may be, it's still whiskey, it's still heavy. It's just a general flavour profile. And then obviously the maple syrup as well. The plum is quite aromatic, but it's not necessarily light. It feels quite wintry, winter spiced. That's heavy. It just needed something to lift it slightly, and the orange obviously is great. Use fresher citrus. This has been in the fridge for a while and it's a nightmare to peel. Great for oils normally, but I think it's just a couple of days past its best. First drink down, a good showing for Frangelico, but I think we can do something better to highlight the spirit even more. Let's go into the coffee one now. I think that will be a belter. I'm actually going to go really simple for this. I had an idea for a sweeter espresso martini, which goes heavy on the liqueurs. And I might not actually use any base spirit for this, or I might get my ABV from an Amaro. Yeah, we'll do that. So, as with any espresso martini, you need to start with lovely, freshly brewed espresso, 30 ml of espresso. I'm gonna go a bit rogue and I'm gonna try 45 ml of Frangelico. Yeah. More of a Frangeli martini than there is espresso martini at this point. But I like inverting flavours. And then for a bit of AVB, I want like 15 to 20 mil of a strong Amaro, so let's have a look what we've got. I tried China China a few weeks back on a video where I tried every Amaro that I own, and it really surprised me how light it was. It's got these more of fortified wine flavour, because I think it might be a fortified wine, but it's really tasty. It's an orange distillate, that's why it's so floral. But it's got this bitter aftertaste as well. It's also packing 40% ABV, which at the time I didn't know, so it nearly killed me, because I was expecting maybe 14%. But I think 15 to 20 mil of this is going to be sauce. It's going to be delicious. Ooh. 15 mil or half an ounce of China China. An iced tea shaker, and give this a shake. Serve this in a chilled coupe or Nick and Nora. Oh, she's a beauty. Double strain, or don't, not your mum. Normally I'd pop on a few coffee beans to make it look nice, because it's a nice garnish, but personally I can't be arsed. Feel free to do what you want. Oh, it's so close to being perfect, but it's just not. It's so close to being really nice though. You get the sweetness obviously coming from the Frangelico, a huge amount of nuttiness and earthiness, which pairs brilliantly with the espresso. No, that's good. That's really good. The China China is so bright and fresh. It's exactly what I talked about with the old fashioned before. I needed something bright and fresh. The orange is so pungent at the start. There's bitterness at the end. 15 mil. It's made such a difference, and it's because of the high proof of it. It's, whew, what on earth are we gonna call you? Whoever gives this cocktail the best name, I might send a bottle of Frangelico. See how nice I feel. Really nice though. On to the next one, which is going to be the Time Eye. Last and potentially least by quite a distance is the inverted Mai Tai play that I'm going to do. The Mai Tai's got two modifiers. You've got the orgeat, providing this nuttiness and sweetness, and then you've got the dry curacao that lifts it, adds this just thick orange note throughout the drink, and the pair together are just stunning. Luckily, I don't need to play with the rums today, because I've got a beauty for you. This is a rum given to me by Dropworks Rum. I've had the pleasure of trying all 4 of their products. I like high proof spirits. 3 chapters in the book that I wrote were just dedicated to high proof spirits pretty much. So I've got a soft spot for them, it's fair to say. I also like really funky pot still rum. I like the high ester content. And this Funk Drop Rum by Dropworks is delicious. It's a high proof 63% ABV, and it's just so funky. As the name may suggest, it's packed with all this ripe fruit. It's delicious. If you love rum, you need to try Dropworks Rum. That entire range is gorgeous, but I'm a fiend for the overproof, so we're going to use 60 ml of this as the base. Because why not? 60 ml or 2 ounces of your preferred rum. I'm going with, as I said, the very funky Funk Drop from Dropworks Rum. Europe's biggest distillery. Then, obviously, any Mai Tai needs lime. So I squeezed a few limes. That's 3 limes, believe it or not. That's Thatcher's Britain, that is. 30 ml or 1 ounce of your freshly squeezed lime juice. Next, we've got the modifiers. As I said earlier, you don't always need to make homemade syrups. You can always use something that has already been made for you and then make a better version later on if the drink is like a 7, 8 out of 10. I don't know where this is going to work, so let's just use some pre-made blood orange syrup, and then if I really like it, I can always make my own later. Or not. Blood orange syrup from Monin. This is going to replicate the Curacao, but I'm going non-alcoholic for this modifier, and I'm going to add the alcohol in on the nutty element of the Mai Tai. I should get some nice colour as well. 15 ml of your blood orange syrup, or half an ounce. And then finally, we've got the hero of the hour, Frangelico. I'm going to go for around 20 ml or 2/3 of an ounce of this beauty of a hazelnut liqueur. I'm then going to add a lot of pebble ice to the shaker and give this a nice shake before giving it a dirty dump into this not chilled glass. Lots and lots of pebble ice. Give this a shake. We're then going to do a bit of a dirty pour into the glass. And then we'll top that with more pebble. If you want to know where to get this pebble ice, I make it myself using trays. I'll pop the link in the description to the trays I use in the Amazon store. A nice rough cap of ice, and there we have a delicious, hopefully, riff on a Mai Tai. We'll need a straw, preferably a smaller one. Oh yes. Really good, really nice product. The funk drop's so nice. It's got this warmth. It's got so much funk. Jesus Christ. Oh, it's got so much of that. That's made in the UK. That's a Nottingham-based distillery making stuff that you'd think come from the heart of the Caribbean. That is outrageously good. Wow. Frangelico comes through a lot. I was a bit weak. I should have maybe upped that to maybe 30 ml. But we're here for a good time and a long time. 30 ml would have got even more of that nuttiness through. Where we are at the minute with the 20 ml, it's coming through. You've got the earthiness, you've got the richness and the sweetness, but it's slightly lost because the funk drop is just so damn funky. Blood orange syrup is, as I expected, it's slightly fruity, it's sweet obviously, and it adds a nice colour to the drink. You can always pop a lime on for garnish. Do what you want. Little wheel of blood orange. I won't even be against a little pineapple thrown in there, even though we didn't use pineapple, because we know how to make a Mai Tai properly. That's all. I think we're done. Let me get the other two drinks and then we will do a lovely outro. So there we have 3 really tasty cocktails using the one and only Frangelico. A hazelnut liqueur, at its heart using a hazelnut distillate. We need to buy a rotovac ASAP so I can start to make some mad liqueurs of my own. It's been a pleasure. If you like content like this, it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're going to be posting hopefully every week, maybe twice a week, on the long form content that is. And then if you want to see more daily content similar to this, and let's be honest, not so similar to this, you can always head over to Instagram, where you can find me at Speakeasy UK, and very soon Bohemian Mixology as well. We're going to be doing a lot in the next few months content wise, and I'm so excited to share it all. Also, if you want to buy my shakers, we might be selling them as well, especially the big tin, the patterned one. You can get your own metal. It's going to be a very exciting few months, and it wouldn't be possible without the following we've got, without the brands we work with, and yeah, at the heart of it, the community. So thank you so much for being here so far. Can't wait to show you what we're going to do this year. It really is, it's mad. Not bad for a Scouser with a camera. But until next time, everyone, it's been a pleasure as always, and I'll speak to you all very soon.